The Nexeri Empire's diplomatic vessel emerged from hyperspace at the edge of Earth's solar system, its crystalline hull refracting sunlight in mesmerizing patterns. Grand Ambassador Vexthor stood on the observation deck, his iridescent scales shifting colors as he contemplated the blue planet ahead. 3 centuries of expansion had taught the Nexeri that technological superiority alone wasn't enough. Subterfuge was far more efficient. Status report on planetary defenses. Vexthor commanded, his secondary eyes scanning multiple holographic readouts while his primary pair remained fixed on Earth. Primitive by our standards, Ambassador, replied strategic analyst Myra, her tentacles dancing across the neural interface. Conventional projectile weapons, basic energy shields, and rudimentary space vessels. Their most advanced ships barely reach Mars. No signs of quantum technology or dimensional manipulation capabilities. Vexthor's mandibles clicked in satisfaction. Earth would be the perfect addition to their empire, rich in resources, strategically positioned, and populated by a species that had shown remarkable adaptability. The humans had advanced from horse-drawn carriages to spaceflight in mere centuries, a pace that both impressed and concerned the Nexeri High Command. Begin transmission of the first contact protocols, Vexthor ordered. Remember, we are here as friends, mentors, guides to a promising young species. His inner eyelids flickered, the Nexeri equivalent of a smile. They need never know about the quantum suppression field we're establishing around their planet. On Earth, the arrival of the Nexeri sparked both celebration and concern. Dr. Sarah Chen, director of Earth's Unified Space Defense Initiative, watched the alien vessels approach from her office deep within Mount Cheyenne. While the world's media buzzed with excitement about humanity's first contact with an advanced civilization, her team worked tirelessly to analyze every scrap of data they could gather about the visitors. "They're lying," Sarah announced to the emergency meeting of the World Security Council, her voice steady despite the weight of her words. The energy readings we're detecting don't match their supposed peaceful intentions. There's a pattern to their diplomatic missions. Every species they've befriended has mysteriously lost their technological independence within a decade. Admiral James Rodriguez, her longtime friend and commander of Earth's combined space forces, leaned forward. "You're certain about this?" Sarah projected a series of complex energy signatures onto the main display. "These patterns suggest they're establishing some kind of field around Earth. It's subtle, but it's there. They're not here to help us join the galactic community. They are here to ensure we can't threaten their dominance." "Then why haven't they simply attacked?" asked the Chinese representative, her brow furrowed in concern. "If they're so technologically superior." "Because that's not their way," Sarah interrupted. "They prefer to be seen as benevolent advisors. They offer technology, knowledge, and protection. But it's all carefully controlled, designed to make their subject species dependent on Nexeri technology, while subtly suppressing independent development." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity had prepared for many first contact scenarios, from peaceful exchange to outright invasion. But this subtle approach, this technological trap disguised as friendship, was something else entirely. "What do you recommend?" Rodriguez finally asked. Sarah's expression hardened. "We play their game. For now. We accept their friendship, express our gratitude, but we don't shut down our own projects, especially not Project Blackstar." The mere mention of Blackstar caused a stir in the room. The project was humanity's best-kept secret, a revolutionary spacecraft combining Earth's most advanced technologies with theoretical physics that most believed impossible to achieve. While the world's governments publicly focused on conventional space development, Blackstar represented humanity's hidden leap forward. "The Nexeri's arrogance will be their undoing," Sarah continued. "They believe we're decades away from any significant breakthrough in quantum mechanics or dimensional engineering. They don't realize we've been studying the very principles they use, and we found ways to improve upon them." As the meeting concluded, Sarah returned to her office, her mind racing with calculations and contingencies. Outside, The Nexari vessel had taken up position in high Earth orbit, its crystalline surface gleaming like a false star in the night sky. The game of deception had begun, humanity appearing grateful and eager to learn, while the Nexari believed their trap was working perfectly. But deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, in a chamber shielded from even the most advanced sensors, the USS Blackstar waited. Its quantum core pulsed with power. Its systems represented human ingenuity at its finest. When the time came, the Nexari would learn a harsh lesson about underestimating humanity's potential. Sarah's phone buzzed with a message from Admiral Rodriguez. First diplomatic meeting scheduled for tomorrow. They're requesting a tour of our space facilities. She smiled grimly as she replied. Show them exactly what they expect to see. Let them think their plan is working perfectly. The trap was indeed being set, but not by the Nexari alone. Humanity had its own surprise waiting, and the USS Blackstar would be ready when the moment came to reveal it. 2 kilometers beneath the Antarctic ice sheet, in a facility unknown to even most world leaders, Captain Maya Patel stood before the USS Blackstar. The vessel's midnight black hull seemed to absorb the harsh industrial lighting, its unconventional design a testament to humanity's ability to think beyond traditional constraints. Unlike the cylindrical shapes of conventional spacecraft, the Blackstar resembled a manta ray, its swept wings housing arrays of quantum field generators that defied known physics. Final systems check complete, Captain, reported Dr. Viktor Petrov, the project's lead physicist. His weathered face reflected both exhaustion and pride as he studied the holographic diagnostics floating before him. The quantum core is stable at 97% efficiency, better than we hoped for. Maya nodded, her dark eyes never leaving the ship. For 5 years, she had trained with a crew handpicked from the world's elite military and scientific communities. They had practiced countless scenarios, pushed the boundaries of human endurance, and mastered technologies that shouldn't exist for centuries, all while maintaining absolute secrecy. The Nexari delegation seems impressed with our primitive space program, Maya said, allowing herself a small smile. Ambassador Vexthor particularly enjoyed the tour of our most advanced facility in Houston yesterday. Victor chuckled, his Russian accent thickening with amusement. If they only knew what their sensors cannot see. The quantum masking field is performing perfectly. They have no idea this facility exists, let alone what we've achieved here. The Blackstar represented humanity's greatest technological leap. While the world's space agencies publicly worked with conventional rockets and ion engines, a secret coalition of scientists had been studying cosmic phenomena that suggested alternative approaches to space travel. They had discovered that the universe's fundamental forces could be manipulated in ways the Nexari had never considered. Status report from Dr. Chen, Maya announced, reading from her secure tablet. The Nexari are proceeding exactly as predicted. They've begun offering assistance with our space program, suggesting upgrades to our propulsion systems. Upgrades that would make us dependent on their technology, Victor growled. The same pattern they've used on other worlds. Maya's tablet chimed with an incoming priority message. Dr. Chen reports their quantum suppression field is nearly complete. They'll be ready to demonstrate their superior technology within days. She paused, her expression hardening, and then offer to help us abandon our own research in favor of their proven systems. The facility's main display activated, showing a real-time view of the Nexari diplomatic vessel in orbit. Its crystalline structure caught the sun's light, creating beautiful but artificial-looking patterns across its surface. Below it, smaller Nexari ships had begun arriving, officially to assist with cultural exchange and technological cooperation. They're positioning their fleet, observed Colonel Jack Harper, the facility's security chief, as he joined them. Officially for our protection, of course. Unofficially. An invasion force hiding in plain sight, Maya finished, ready to ensure our cooperation if we resist their technological colonization. The Blackstar's quantum core pulsed with a deep blue light, as if responding to the tension in the room. The ship's revolutionary design incorporated principles discovered in quantum vacuum fluctuations, dark energy interactions, and what Victor called dimensional resonance. While the Nexeri used brute force to bend space and time, humanity had found more elegant solutions. "Begin final preparation sequence," Maya ordered, her voice carrying across the vast chamber. "All crew to their stations for systems verification. We have 48 hours before the Nexeri make their move." The facility burst into controlled activity. Engineers ran final checks on the Blackstar systems, scientists calibrated the quantum field generators, and Maya's hand-picked crew began their pre-launch protocols. Years of preparation were coming to fruition. In her private quarters later that night, Maya reviewed the mission parameters one final time. The Blackstar wasn't just a ship, it was humanity's declaration of independence. Its very existence proved that humans could match and even exceed the Nexeri's technological achievements, but in their own unique way. A secure communication from Dr. Chen appeared on her screen. "Nexeri fleet movements confirm our suspicions. 17 vessels now in orbit, all displaying energy signatures consistent with military-grade quantum drives. They're preparing for something big." Maya sent a brief acknowledgement, then opened a channel to her crew. "This is your captain speaking. Everything we've worked for, everything we've prepared for, is about to be tested. The Nexeri think they're springing a trap on humanity. In 48 hours, they'll learn that humanity doesn't take kindly to attempted subjugation, no matter how politely it's presented." As she spoke, technicians loaded the Blackstar's quantum torpedoes, weapons that could disrupt the very fabric of space-time. Engineers made final adjustments to the dimensional phase shields, designed to deflect any known form of attack. In the ship's core, the quantum reactor hummed with barely contained power, ready to demonstrate that humanity's path to the stars would be of their own making. The trap was nearly ready to be sprung, but the predator was about to become the prey, and the USS Blackstar would lead humanity's response to those who thought to control their destiny. The command center beneath Mount Cheyenne erupted into chaos as Earth's defense systems began failing one by one. Dr. Sarah Chen watched in carefully crafted horror as the Nexeri's trap finally sprung. Across the globe, power grids fluctuated, satellites lost alignment, and the most advanced human technology began to mysteriously malfunction. Ambassador Vexthor's holographic image appeared before the emergency session of the World Security Council, his iridescent scales now pulsing with dominant reds and golds. "We regret that this demonstration has become necessary," he announced, his secondary eyes betraying his satisfaction. "But your species' continued resistance to proper technological guidance has forced our hand." "What have you done?" demanded the council president, playing his role perfectly in this elaborate dance of deception. "We have activated our quantum suppression field," Vexthor explained, his voice carrying the patronizing tone of a teacher correcting a stubborn child. "Your primitive attempts at technological advancement were becoming dangerous. For your own safety, we must insist that you accept our guidance and supervision." Sarah fought to hide her smile as she watched the alien ambassador gloat. Above Earth, the Nexeri fleet had expanded to 23 vessels, their crystalline hulls forming a complex geometric pattern that strengthened their suppression field. They believed they had caught humanity at its most vulnerable. They were wrong. Deep beneath the Antarctic ice, Captain Maya Patel received the signal she'd been waiting for. "All hands to battle stations," she commanded, her voice carrying through the U.S. Blackstar's quantum-enhanced communication system. "Initiate launch sequence." The massive underground chamber began to transform. Sheets of ice shifted on hydraulic platforms, revealing a launch tunnel that curved up through the Antarctic bedrock. The Blackstar's quantum core pulsed with increasing intensity as power flowed through systems that defied conventional physics. "Nexeri suppression field at maximum intensity," reported Dr. Victor Petrov from his station. "They believe they've trapped us in our own technological cradle." His fingers danced across holographic controls. "Little do they know we've been studying their field technology for years. We don't fight against it. We slipped through its frequencies like water through a net. In orbit, Ambassador Vex Thor continued his speech to Earth's leaders, outlining the terms of humanity's protected status under Nexary guidance. His words were interrupted by an urgent communication from his fleet's sensor officer. Ambassador, we're detecting an energy signature. Something is. The officer's words were cut short as the USS Blackstar erupted from beneath the Antarctic ice, its quantum drive leaving a trail of distorted spacetime that resembled the aurora borealis. The ship's midnight black hull seemed to drink in both light and sensor scans, making it appear more like a hole in reality than a physical vessel. Impossible, Vex Thor whispered, all four eyes widening in shock. Their technology. They shouldn't be capable. This is Captain Maya Patul of the USS Blackstar. Maya's voice rang across all frequencies, including the Nexary's supposedly secure channels. Your suppression field is impressive, Ambassador, but humanity has learned that there's always another way to solve a problem. The Blackstar accelerated with impossible grace, its quantum drive allowing it to ignore conventional laws of inertia. Inside the ship, Maya's crew operated with practiced precision, their years of secret training finally put to the test. Multiple Nexary vessels moving to intercept, reported Lieutenant Emma Chen, Sarah's daughter, and the Blackstar's tactical officer. Their weapon systems are charging. Show them what humans can do, Maya ordered. Activate dimensional phase shields. The first volley of Nexary quantum torpedoes passed harmlessly through the Blackstar, their energy dispersed across multiple dimensional frequencies. The human vessel's response was devastating. Concentrated beams of quantum-entangled particles struck two Nexary ships, causing their carefully structured crystalline hulls to resonate at their fundamental frequency and shatter. From her position in the Mount Cheyenne Command Center, Sarah Chen activated the second phase of humanity's response. Across the globe, hidden quantum transmitters began broadcasting on frequencies that disrupted the Nexary suppression field. The aliens had assumed humans would try to overpower their technology. Instead, humanity had learned to undermine it with precise, surgical strikes at its weak points. Your suppression field was an impressive piece of engineering. Sarah's voice joined Maya's on the communication channels. But did you really think humanity would keep all its eggs in one technological basket? While you were watching our space program, we were studying you, learning from you, and yes, surpassing you in ways you never imagined. The Nexary fleet's geometric formation began to break apart as ships maneuvered to deal with this unexpected threat. Their tactical doctrine, evolved over centuries of unopposed expansion, had never encountered a species that could not only resist their suppression field, but turn their own technological principles against them. You don't understand what you're doing, Vex Thor warned, his scales now pulsing with agitated patterns. The technology you're using, it's unstable, dangerous. No, Ambassador, Maya replied as the Blackstar executed another impossible maneuver, quantum torpedoes neutralizing the Nexary flagship's primary systems. What's dangerous is assuming that humanity would ever accept technological slavery, no matter how gilded the chains. The space around Earth had become a quantum battlefield. The USS Blackstar moved like a shadow through the chaos, its unconventional tactics throwing the Nexary fleet into disarray. Captain Maya Patel watched as her crew executed maneuvers that defied traditional space combat doctrine, using the Blackstar's unique capabilities to their full potential. Multiple Nexary vessels attempting to establish a containment grid, Lieutenant Emma Chen reported, her hands dancing across the quantum interface controls. They're trying to trap us in a cross-dimensional pocket. Maya allowed herself a slight smile. Just as we predicted. Deploy the resonance probes. From the Blackstar's ventral bays, dozens of small devices emerged, each carrying a quantum signature that mimicked the ship's energy profile. The Nexary's attempts at containment scattered their forces as they tried to track multiple phantom targets, each appearing to be the real Blackstar. In the Nexary flagship's command center, Ambassador Vex Thor had abandoned all pretense of diplomatic courtesy. How? He demanded, his scales now pulsing with rapid patterns of aggression and fear. Their technological level was assessed. They shouldn't have this capability. His tactical officer, struggling to make sense of the sensor data, responded with growing frustration. They're not fighting according to any known combat protocols, Ambassador. Their ship, it doesn't just avoid our attacks. It seems to exploit the very principles of our weapons against us. Deep beneath Mount Cheyenne, Dr. Sarah Chen coordinated Earth's global defense network. The hidden quantum transmitters continued to disrupt the Nexary's suppression field, but she knew they needed to press their advantage before the aliens could adapt. Captain Patel, she communicated to the Blackstar. Our analysis shows their fleet coordination is dependent on quantum-entangled communication nodes. Target those, and their tactical advantage disappears. Understood, Maya responded. Dr. Petrov, prepare the quantum cascade device. Viktor Petrov, monitoring the Blackstar's revolutionary power core, began the delicate process of channeling its energy into their most sophisticated weapon. The quantum cascade device was based on a principle that had eluded the Nexary, the idea that quantum entanglement could be used not just for communication, but for disruption on a massive scale. Device ready, Captain, Viktor reported, his Russian accent thick with anticipation. But we'll only have one shot at this. The power requirements are enormous. Maya nodded, studying the tactical display where the Nexary fleet continued to struggle against their phantom targets. Lieutenant Chen, plot an attack vector that will place us at the center of their formation. Time to show them why humans don't rely on just one way of doing things. The Blackstar surged forward, its quantum drive allowing it to move in ways that made traditional space combat tactics obsolete. Where Nexary ships relied on brute force to manipulate space-time, the human vessel seemed to dance between the very fabric of reality. They're falling for it, Emma reported with satisfaction. Their formation is contracting, trying to crush us in a three-dimensional pincer movement. Just like your mother predicted, Maya replied. Nexary tactical doctrine always defaults to overwhelming force. They never expect anyone to willingly move into a trap. As the crystalline ships of the Nexary fleet moved to encircle the Blackstar, Maya gave the order they'd all been waiting for. Activate the quantum cascade device. Full power. The device activated, sending out waves of precisely calibrated quantum interference. The effect was immediate and devastating. The Nexary's entangled communication network, the key to their coordinated tactics, collapsed into chaos. Ship after ship lost contact with the fleet command, their carefully orchestrated attack dissolving into confusion. By the first star, Vexthor whispered as he watched his fleet's coordination crumble. They've weaponized quantum uncertainty itself. The Blackstar struck with surgical precision, its quantum torpedoes targeting key systems on the Nexary vessels. Unlike the aliens' brute force approach to combat, each human attack was calculated to disable rather than destroy, demonstrating not just technological sophistication, but tactical restraint. Their shields are failing, Emma reported. Multiple ships reporting critical systems failure. They can't maintain their formation without their quantum communication network. Maya opened a channel to all Nexary vessels. This is Captain Patel. Your fleet is disabled, your suppression field is gone, and your tactical advantage has been neutralized. You have two choices: withdraw from Earth space immediately, or face complete quantum systems failure. We've demonstrated our capabilities, but we'd prefer not to use them to their full lethal potential. There was a long moment of silence before Vexthor's voice came across the channel, his tone now carrying a note of genuine respect. How did you achieve this level of quantum manipulation? Our analysis showed your species was centuries away from such understanding. That was your first mistake, Ambassador, Maya replied. You assumed there was only one path to technological advancement, your path. Humanity found another way. We didn't try to match your brute force approach to quantum mechanics. Instead, we learned to work with the quantum realm's inherent properties, to dance with uncertainty rather than try to dominate it. In the Mount Cheyenne Command Center, Sarah Chen watched with satisfaction as the Nexari fleet began to withdraw, their once proud formation now scattered and limping. Earth's first major interstellar conflict was ending not with the expected subjugation, but with a demonstration of humanity's unique approach to both technology and warfare. The Nexari had come expecting to find a primitive species ready for technological colonization. Instead, they had encountered a civilization that had taken its own path to the stars, one that would soon reshape the galaxy's balance of power. 3 months after the Battle of Earth, Captain Maya Patel stood in the Grand Assembly Chamber of the Galactic Conclave. The U.S. Blackstar hung in orbit above the neutral space station, its presence a stark reminder of how quickly the balance of power could shift. Below, representatives from 17 spacefaring civilizations had gathered to witness something unprecedented: humanity's emergence onto the galactic stage. The Nexari Empire's attempt to subjugate Earth has revealed a disturbing pattern. Maya addressed the assembly, her voice carrying across the vast chamber. For centuries, they've used their quantum suppression technology to control the development of younger civilizations, creating dependencies that turn sovereign species into client states. The conclave chamber hummed with multiple translation fields as various species discussed this revelation. Many had suspected the Nexari's methods, but had lacked the means to resist them. Humanity's successful defense had changed everything. Ambassador Vexthor, now serving in a diminished diplomatic capacity, watched from his delegation section. His scales had taken on the muted colors of resignation and perhaps a grudging respect. The failed attempt to control Earth had cost the Nexari Empire not just military assets, but their carefully constructed image of technological superiority. But we're not here to condemn, Dr. Sarah Chen continued, standing beside Maya. We're here to offer an alternative. Humanity's quantum breakthrough came not from trying to dominate natural forces, but from learning to work with them. We believe this knowledge should be shared, not hoarded. In the months since the battle, the implications of humanity's technological approach had sent shockwaves through galactic society. The Blackstar's ability to bypass the Nexari's suppression field had proven that their method of quantum manipulation wasn't the only path to advanced space travel. More importantly, humanity's defensive rather than conquering response had suggested a different way of wielding power. Earth is proposing the establishment of the Quantum Knowledge Exchange, Maya announced, a cooperative initiative where species can share their unique perspectives on science and technology. No more technological suppression, no more forced dependencies. Instead, we create a foundation for genuine collaboration. Dr. Viktor Petrov, now heading Earth's Quantum Research Division, activated a holographic display showing the principles behind human quantum manipulation. Our method isn't superior to others, he explained, his accent adding weight to his words. It's simply different. Imagine what we could achieve by combining approaches rather than enforcing a single doctrine. The assembly erupted in discussion. Several species, particularly those who had suffered under Nexari guidance, immediately expressed support. Others, traditionally aligned with the Nexari, struggled with the implications of this new paradigm. From her position in the Earth delegation, Lieutenant Emma Chen monitored the quantum communications traffic around the station. They're taking it better than we expected, she whispered to Maya. Even some of the Nexari client states are showing interest in our proposal. Maya nodded, remembering the battle that had brought them here. The Blackstar's victory hadn't just been about superior technology. It had demonstrated humanity's greatest strength, the ability to find unexpected solutions, to think beyond established paradigms. There will be challenges ahead. Sarah addressed the assembly as the initial discussion settled. Some will resist change. Others will attempt to maintain the old power structures. But Earth stands ready to help any species that wishes to develop their own path to the stars. The impact of humanity's emergence rippled through galactic society in unexpected ways. Former client states of the Nexari began exploring alternative technological paths. Trade routes shifted as new alliances formed. The rigid hierarchy that had dominated galactic politics for centuries began to evolve into something more dynamic, more diverse. Aboard the Blackstar later that evening, Maya stood at the observation deck, watching the swirling quantum fields that surrounded the conclave station. Her ship, once Earth's best-kept secret, had become a symbol of possibility, proof that there was always another way forward. "Captain," Emma's voice came over the comm. "We're receiving requests for technological exchange protocols from 12 different species. They're particularly interested in our dimensional phase shields." Maya smiled. "Tell them we're ready to begin cooperation as soon as the exchange framework is established. But remind them, our goal isn't to replace one technological doctrine with another. We want them to find their own ways to dance with the quantum realm." As the Blackstar prepared for its return journey to Earth, Maya reflected on how quickly everything had changed. The Nexeri had arrived at Earth expecting to find another civilization to guide into comfortable submission. Instead, they had encountered humanity's unique gift, the ability to look at the same universe as everyone else and see entirely new possibilities. The age of enforced technological conformity was ending. In its place, a new era of diversity and innovation was beginning, one where each species could contribute their unique perspective to the grand journey of exploration and discovery. Humanity had not just defended itself, it had changed the very nature of galactic civilization. And somewhere in the vast quantum dance of the universe, new mysteries waited to be unraveled, new paths waited to be discovered, and new stories waited to be told, not just by humans, but by all species free to pursue their own journey to the stars.